been busy with lately?
Library and dog control.
Well, that's a contentious subject, dog control.
Yeah, it sure is.
Wherever you go, it's two sides of the fence on that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was asked to do another survey because the initial survey was back in 2020. But my take is the referendum will be the final survey, and it'll be up to the residents to decide whether they want the aggressive and dangerous dog control bylaw.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the likelihood is?
It's anybody's guess. Like the survey that I did, probably about 54% of all of Area H residents were in favor.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of gave me the go ahead. As long as I had 51%, then I could go ahead with that. If I had less than, if I didn't have 51%, I wouldn't go forward with the issue at all. But it was a good response rate too. Like there was like about 40% of the mail outs responded.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and normally, like even during elections, we probably get about 25 to 30% people go out and vote for elections.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good response.
Well, I guess it's closer to home, so it matters more to people, right?
Yeah, and I had so many calls about people being bitten by dogs or attacked by dogs, and it was, and the only recourse was to refer them to the RCMP, and the RCMP would just give them a warning, and that's all they could do. Well, and the SPCA, well, they said the SPCA said we don't have the facilities to handle dangerous and aggressive dogs. So
yeah, and it's such a wide area, so it's hard to cover that with a conservation officer or whoever you send out, bylaw officer. What are they going to do?
Well, the process will establish a contract service with a contractor that will be on call, and it's not that they're going to patrol the area looking for dangerous and aggressive dogs. It's going to be called, when a person calls in and reports it, and then they will address the issue. Until you report it, they're not going to go out there and patrol.
Response issue.
Yeah.
How about also too is controlling dogs around wildlife is a big concern, or domestic animals, not just people and other dogs.
Yeah, and that would be the conservation officer that would address that issue if a dog attacks a deer or something like that. That's there is control for that. It's just dogs biting humans.
The deer have more coverage than the humans do.
Yeah. So one thing that we should check is I'm not too sure. Like what happens is commission appointments expired on the 31st of December. Now I don't know if your appointment from I think you're representing Slocan, aren't you? If Slocan passed a recommendation to appoint you. And then we're good. But if they didn't, then we're in a little bit of a quandary. And hopefully, the Slocan representative will be here. Like I'm looking. Yeah, Jessica Lund. Yeah, she's there. So hopefully she'll be there to confirm that you have been appointed by council.
Yeah, I've not received anything.
Yeah, and then it has to be, what the process, it gets ratified by the regional district board.
That's right.
But the appointment is done in council.
So, yeah.
And same too with Director Gordon. Hopefully your representative would be Silverton.
It's actually changed from what's on the agenda here. We appointed somebody new. I don't see them on the email though, so they probably weren't informed.
Okay, so what we'll have to do is, every director from municipality, like I went through the process. I know my appointees were approved by the board. So my area is done. But the municipalities, I generally don't
Yeah,
follow.
ours did go to the board.
Yeah, okay. So who is your appointee?
I believe it was Don Broughton.
Okay, and then, and that's something that, Alana, that you will have to possibly correct that commission committee members list in accordance. And this is one that we will have to resolve, and hopefully when we have that workshop, Mayor Gordon, that we will resolve this and get the bylaw changed so that the directors have a vote at this commission. And that's one of the reasons for holding a workshop or whatever. So we'll address all the issues that we can, and hopefully Tricia will, give us a good workshop so we can address all the issues that we have in that workshop. There's a lot of issues that, we should be looking at and start operating in what I would call an appropriate fashion.
Tanya, are you able to write me in the chat whose name that should be replacing?
Yeah, I'll just confirm here and then I will get back to you right away.
Thank you. And if before we get started, if we could just confirm attendance, there's some different names on and phone numbers.
Okay, so can we, go through the list of the committee members, and I'll just go through the list if everybody don't mind. Actually, we should do that before we elect the chair. And normally it would be the staff person doing it, and Alana, if you don't mind, I can do it. Or do you want to do it?
I'm fine either way.
Okay, so I'll just go through the list here. Like we've got myself, and then we've got Director Gordon Slocan, and we've got Commissioner Richard Allen, and he is an Area H appointee, and I've confirmed his appointment. And we have Commissioner Gordon McRae, Area H, and I don't see his name in here unless he's calling by phone. His appointment has been confirmed. And Silverton, and that's you, Director Gordon. Who is your representative again, so Alana can make it for the record?
Yeah, I'm just looking it up. We changed it, I believe, in December, so I'm just looking at the minutes.
And while she's looking for basically Commissioner Casey Law is no longer a council member in New Denver, so we can scratch his name. And whoever the director is for New Denver, if they're here, will let us know. But if they're not, so I'll go down to Area H appointees. Commissioner Reitmeyer has been confirmed, and Commissioner Peter Schwartz has been confirmed, and Commissioner Kipke has been confirmed. So I've done my homework.
Do we have those last three on the line with us? I didn't see them in the list.
Commissioner Kipke's here.
Oh, thank you.
And Commissioner Allen is here. You can see him there. And so I see a name, Doug. Is he one of your appointees, Director Gordon, or is that somebody? It's just a visitor.
Must be just a member of the public, not Silverton, no.
Okay. So
we're
Doug,
also missing Director Casely and Director Lunn. Are either of you on the line?
And I can't find that name right now, so I will get back to you tomorrow. We'll just go without the Silverton.
okay, so we might not even have a quorum.
Those Commissioner Hastings that will be replaced? Thank you.
So to have a quorum, we need a majority. And, just by my count, there should be 8 commissioners. So a majority would be 5 commissioners to form a quorum. And right now, I've got 2 phone numbers there, 7737. Who, can you please identify yourself? I'll read the phone number again, 250-358-7737. Are you a member of the public? If you're a member of the public, that's fine. You're muted. We can't hear you.
We did have Commissioner Kipke as the other phone number, so I believe we have 5.
Okay, 2668, is that Commissioner Kipke?
Yes, that's my number.
Yep. Okay. So we've got all right, can you do the count? How many commissioners are present here?
So I have Popoff, Gordon, Allen.
No, hold it before you go. Directors don't count as commissioners. We're not voting members. We don't form a quorum.
Understood. So for commissioners, then I have Allen, Coolin, and Kipke.
So only 3. We need 5.
The 7737 number is Hank Hastings.
And
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's what my book shows. Yeah.
They've left the meeting or changed their name.
I do know that we appointed somebody else because there was a member of the community that was interested in it. I found the letter to Hank Hastings, but I haven't actually found the name of the person that we've appointed yet. Sorry.
okay, so and Hastings has dropped off. So, and he was the chair of this commission last year. So we'll, according to our policy and procedures, we have to wait 30 minutes. And if we don't have a quorum, then we basically cannot conduct a meeting. And in the past, we've only generally waited 15 minutes or so and hoping somebody would join, but we'll give it 30 minutes and a little bit of patience with everybody. And so one thing we don't know is whether Commissioner Coolin has been appointed by Slocan Council or not. And the only person that can confirm that would be Director Lund, and she's not here. And for New Denver, it would be Director Casely would confirm who their appointee is for New Denver, replacing Commissioner Law, who is no longer a council member. He has resigned from council. So while we're waiting, a little bit of background. That's the problem we've been having with some of our commissions. Actually, Rec 6 Commission is pretty good. We've always had a quorum. But the Rosebery Park Lands and Trails Commission, we always struggled getting the quorum. And that was the intent, was to go to a community advisory committee where we're not bound by legislation to have a forum to basically have a meeting. So while we're waiting, this is unofficial. If you want to keep us entertained, maybe Jeff or Kerry, you can provide us a little bit of an update.
Well, that'd be great.
You might have to do that again once we get a quorum, but in the meantime, go ahead.
Well, yeah, hey, how's everyone doing, by the way? Hello,
Awesome,
since we don't have to be formal, I guess.
We don't.
I think for me, like the best news for this particular commission is we don't have a major emergency or a major project to complete this year. We've done the bridges and the cable car and outhouses and all sorts of things over the last couple of years. And we're excited for this year to be a little bit more status quo, maybe catch up on some of the wildfire fuel mitigation and some of the smaller things like landscaping and stuff like that. So I think that was good news from Carrie and I's point of view, I think. Yeah, it's nice that we could get all that work done, but it's nice to have a little break from it too. And get back to just doing the routine work.
And I have put out an inquiry about the Idaho Peak Trail, and I haven't heard back from forestry, so I don't really know what's up there yet. I know all the flagging and everything else is still there, but just for everybody's, I was talking to Kay Schweitzer today, and they have received a grant to continue some of the fuel mitigation work that was done previously in sorry, I want to call it Shore Acres because that's what I have in my head. But the
Parklands.
yeah, but the Rosebery
Shores.
There you go. But heading south. So they did a work, a bit to the north and things like that towards the parklands, and they would like to do a little bit more going south. So we're just kind of working through some of that right now. It looked like it was quite successful last year. Well, it has been quite successful in some of that area that we did the work before. So we're just working through that. So that's just something to let everyone know.
And that's really great news because that's getting into the area that we were concentrating on. So these sort of opportunities that come up like this are quite beneficial. It's some of these things that we weren't able to get to because of the major projects and other things like that. And an opportunity like this comes along and probably get done a lot more efficiently. So, that could be good news if it comes through.
Yeah, they have the grant, so I think it's more on our end now to make sure that we can move forward with that sort of stuff, fee contracts and agreements and everything else. I'm just working on whether we can do an amendment from last year's contract or we have to do a new one. So we'll get through that. And then what else was I going to say there? I've heard good things about the new bridge. People seem like it's nice. I haven't been on it too much, but I don't know if anybody else has or any comments. Mike?
Okay, I'm unmuted. It looks awesome. I can see where they had to cut it in half and to get it in place, and they did a really nice job of fitting that whole structure in place with all the supports and so on. So I think it's a pretty safe bet that bridge is going to be there for a while.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that was wasn't an easy task, that's for sure.
No, I bet. Lining up all those holes, wow.
Yeah, well, because it was 85 feet long, it had to come in two pieces, right? They couldn't transport it, and then just having to fly it in and then land it and get it in the exact spots and everything else. And then, of course, all the issues that we had with not having helicopters and not being able to get them because of all the fires and then being delayed with that. And, it's one of those things where we're happy they got done and happy with the product in the end.
Looks pretty good.
And Mike, you might recall that's the splice joint where the two bridges come together.
Yeah.
The ground underneath that just happened to slough out last spring.
How convenient.
I know. So the challenge of just getting all that, the work platform all set up in the right spot and the right elevation and all that was definitely a much more of a challenge for the contractor.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he's very capable of these sort of things. So was able to overcome it, but it's just really. I
can see where they built I can see where they built a work platform to be able to access the outside of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
To get it all whipped into shape. Pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Alana, you've got that in chat who the representative is for Silverton and the alternate.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, super. So
we'll have one more phone number join us, but I'm not sure who that is, but it still wouldn't be enough. So
yeah, And Director Gordon, I don't know if you submitted that information to Angela Lund regarding your new appointee and the alternate with contact information, etc. If you haven't, would appreciate if you can do that, and Angela will record it.
Yeah, I'll send it to Jenna. We'll get that done tomorrow. It won't happen tonight, but it'll happen tomorrow.
Okay. Normally they go to Angela or Christine. All the appointments that I do go to them rather than.
That's correct.
So if you send it to Angela Lund, and then she'll make sure. And what happens is, if you have a new appointee, the process is.
We thought. I actually thought we sent him in. We sent it in for the Rec 6 Commission. I thought it was done for this one. Apologies to everyone.
Yeah, no problem. It's just what I'm trying to explain is the process. Then she sends a response that you have been appointed, sends them a copy of the bylaw, etc. So they have all that information. When they attend the next meeting, they know what this commission's all about. And I don't know, Mike, do you want to follow up with Jessica Lund and see if they actually passed a motion to appoint you to the commission? And you're probably one that has the most history on this commission and has been very active.
Yes, I've achieved senatorial status.
What was that again?
I have achieved senatorial status.
Yeah, okay.
Just a dumb joke, never mind.
Yeah, I didn't catch your sharp wit today. It's been a long day for me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey,
no, it's good. I was laughing.
Yeah.
Walter, what castle is that behind you?
What's that?
So that's the Parliament building.
Oh,
Parliament
yeah.
buildings.
That was my last trip to Ottawa at a FCM conference.
That's what I thought. It's just from the back end. I've been there a number of times, but not down from that view. I've always been on top.
And that's the old Parliament buildings before they started on the renos. I thought I'd take a picture of it, and then if I ever went back to Ottawa, I would take a picture of the renos that has been done.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So a little bit of a background, and I think both staff people like Carrie and your Phillips and yourself know what I was trying to do, or along with support from the directors, was trying to get the province, BC Rec Sites and Trails, to take over the Galena Trail. Right now, the trail from Rosebery to Summit Lake is managed by an NGO, a non-government organization, and BC Rec Sites and Trails basically has the tenure on it, and they provide management to a non-government organization. And then the Southern Trail from Slocan down to the Dam Inn is managed again by an NGO society and has been managed for many years. And the only one that's managed by the regional district through taxation is the Galena Trail. And when I met myself and Director Casely was there, Director Main had another meeting and Director Lund had another meeting, so they couldn't participate. And what the response I got, and I was so, forget it, Walter. We want to basically get rid of the two trails that NGOs manage, and BC Recs and Sites Trails look after them to the regional district.
Yeah.
So it was a no-win situation for me, and it didn't work. So
yeah.
So we're still looking after the Galena Trail, mind you. My response was, well, look, we brought it up to speed. We replaced all the bridges. We looked after all the big money objects. All you got to do is just continue maintaining it. That didn't cut mustard. So anyway, it's been 20 minutes now, so we'll give it another 10 minutes, and then we can officially say, hey, we didn't have a quorum. And I don't know, do we want to reschedule it or just go with the agenda for the next meeting? There's, and I'll look to staff there. Is there anything that you want to report? Everything's going okay?
Yeah, and usually, thanks, Walter. Usually, once we have budgets approved, then we can kind of go over that. And as I said, until that really happens at the board, I know we've had our shared services meeting and had discussions about the budgets. But once it's get passed at the board, then usually we have a little bit more to present and say, this is our budget, this is what we plan. But as Jeff said, we didn't have anything. We spent an awful lot of time and money in the last number of years, particularly on the Galena Trail, Bigelow, Rosebery Park lands with new washrooms. And so this was one of those years to take that step back, do some of the regular maintenance that we need to do and kind of keep that up, keep going. But and just I'm knocking on some wood right now, but usually when freshet comes, we never know what surprises we happen to get. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that with this kind of early freshet, or if we get one at all, the way it seems, then we may not have too many issues this year anyway. So that would be very positive on our end, and just kind of do some of those little jobs that we've wanted to catch up on the last little while with some drainage and altering some of the trails that are close to the banks off a little bit and things like that. They're just a little bit more of just labor.
Okay, so if we all agree, I mean, like there's only two directors, myself and Director Gordon, that we'll leave the scheduling of the next meeting, if it's going to be before the scheduled meeting, to basically staff to see if they've got something to report to us. If they don't, then we'll not have another meeting until the next scheduled meeting listed, which is, I believe, in May sometime.
Yeah,
okay,
May 28th.
Yeah.
And what about the commissioners? Richard, are you okay with that? And Mike, I don't know if you're a commissioner or not, but are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Richard, you're muted.
Whoops.
No, you disappeared. No, well, we'll get it right yet.
Okay. Yeah. No, that sounds just fine, Walter. Yeah.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, I said Mike Coolin was one of the longest serving commissioners. You probably are the longest one. Do you guys know when you started?
Well,
I started in 2010.
And Richard?
I don't know what year I started. I know it was the year that Kevin Murphy resigned, but I don't remember what year it was. No.
Well, you're probably the longest serving commissioner on this commission, because you've been there before I got elected, and that was in 2008.
I think Mike was there before I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys turf it out.
Yeah. I was there when Kevin came off the board and Jane came on the board. But that's about 2010 as far as I recall.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of history for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's when our budget was $5,000 a year, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Craig Pettit was doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, speaking of that, and given the state of the trail now, and being able to kind of step back a bit to normal maintenance, many thanks and appreciation to Carrie and Jeff for all the work and energy and focus that they've put on the Galena Trail. It's been terrific over the years.
I'll second that.
Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing is, I never walked that trail completely. I walked it from the New Denver end a little ways, and I got tired and I went back. And then I went down to Three Forks and tried to walk it back from that end, and I got tired and I walked back again. I gave up.
Yeah.
Well, Walter, maybe one time we can go out with a car and we'll walk one end to the other and we'll drive back or something. That would be nice.
Yeah, you'll probably have to put me in a wheelbarrow.
We can do that. Fireman carry, I mean.
Yeah, my stamina is not that great anymore. I used to be able to walk a lot, but it just decreased with the different surgeries that I had. And
yeah, I'll understand that.
Well, yeah, just doling out appreciations. Extend that to you too, Walter, for keeping this afloat over all these years and dealing with some pretty major projects. And yeah, thank you.
Well, and you know, to be honest, as a director or whatever, my involvement was very minimal other than at meetings or whatever. It is the commissioners and the staff that do all the work. And that's the appreciation that I would like to have for staff to do all the work and the commissioners that make decisions, and actually active commissioners that actually go out on the trail. Now, not like a director like myself, only gives up after a few feet. I shouldn't say a few feet. It was more than that, a few kilometers.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I was looking forward to is to ride that cable car, and I never got to it. And that's something that, you know, I mean, we've had that in the Time magazine. It was announced that the Galena Trail was in it. Well, it was in the Time magazine. I was sitting at a dentist office, you know, waiting for my appointment, and I got a Time magazine, and it was in the Time magazine. It's one of the, you know, places to visit and experience, and the cable car was the main attraction.
The cable car made it onto the cover of a mountain biking magazine as well.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of good publicity and exposure to it.
Yeah.
It's definitely popular. I tell you that some of the hardest parts of the whole projects were having to close the trail, and then dealing with the community's backlash on that. That was quite difficult to manage and stuff. And you could see, obviously, it was very, very popular because it meant a lot to a lot of people when we had it closed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There was quite a few closures, and some residents were a little bit upset, and actually even some tourists that came out there to, you know, do the Galena Trail, and they couldn't do it because it was closed. So I did get some feedback from some tourists, and especially the ones that went to Sandon, and they filled out their little cards.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess that was just, for me, that just shows you how like how much of they value it, right? Everyone values it so much that they get that worked up when it is closed. And truthfully, when we had the closures on it this year, when it was unsafe, it was quite a task to keep the barricades up. There was a lot of people traversing through there. We got to the point where we put up some game cameras, and almost every person that came to cross through the barricades, there was very few people respecting it. So that was tough too.
Yeah, so, you know, a couple of our main attractions is the Galena Trail and Sandon. And a lot of tourists come through there and they visit Sandon and the Galena Trail. And because it was, you know, publicized Canada-wide, is what was the cable car was the main attraction, because there's not too many rail trails that have a cable car that crosses a creek.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it is 7:29. And we still don't have a quorum. And I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to attend. And hopefully I'll be talking to Director Casely and Director Lunn, and I'll encourage them to encourage their appointees and themselves to attend our meetings, because, you know, we all make time to attend the meeting. I'm sure we're all busy and we've got other things that we want to do. And it's really frustrating when you cannot conduct any business and you have to reschedule or whatever. So I'll leave it up to Jeff and Kerry to take a look whether we need another meeting or do we wait till the May meeting. Okay?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, perfect. We'll look into that. Again, at this point, I think waiting to the May meeting it makes the most sense, for sure.
Okay, well, good night, everybody, and thanks for taking the time. And Alana, that was no meeting.
Okay. It was
Thank
nice to see everyone's face anyway. So
Okay,
you guys take care.
everybody. Bye.
Okay.
Night, all.
Night, everyone.
Bye.